Most people remember the Volkswagen Type 2 as the vehicle that put small vans on the map. But long before modern delivery vans conquered city streets, another compact workhorse was already becoming a familiar sight across Britain. It delivered bread, carried mail, transported telephone engineers, served as an ambulance, and even sold ice cream to children on summer afternoons. This charming little machine was the Morris J-Type, a vehicle that many historians consider one of the most important British commercial vehicles ever built. Even today, more than 70 years after its debut, the J-Type remains one of the most recognizable vans in British automotive history, thanks to its friendly appearance, distinctive grille, and unmistakable split windshield. Yet behind that charming face was a remarkably practical machine that helped rebuild post-war Britain. The story of the Morris J-Type began during one of the most challenging periods in British history. Following the Second World War, Britain faced enormous economic difficulties. Businesses needed reliable transportation, but fuel and raw materials remained scarce. Morris Commercial, already well known for its trucks and utility vehicles, realized that small companies required a light commercial vehicle that was inexpensive to buy, economical to operate, and capable of carrying substantial loads despite compact exterior dimensions. The result debuted at the 1948 Commercial Motor Show in London and entered production in 1949. Known initially as the Morris Commercial J-Type, the van immediately attracted attention because it looked completely different from anything else on British roads. Instead of the traditional long hood found on many contemporary vans, the J-Type adopted a forward control layout, placing the driver almost above the front axle. This clever arrangement dramatically increased cargo space without increasing the vehicle's overall size. Morris Advertising proudly described it as the big little van, and that slogan proved remarkably accurate. The vehicle's load-carrying efficiency was so impressive that some enthusiasts still argue that few vans since have matched its cargo-to-footprint ratio. Mechanically, the J-Type was straightforward but dependable. Early models were powered by a 1,476 cubic centimeter inline four-cylinder side-valve gasoline engine derived from the contemporary Morris Oxford MO passenger car. This cast-iron engine produced approximately 36 horsepower and delivered power to the rear wheels through a 3-speed manual transmission. By modern standards, those figures seem modest, but the engine's simplicity and reliability made it ideal for commercial service. Operators valued the fact that repairs could often be performed with basic tools, an important advantage for small businesses operating on tight budgets. In 1957, Morris introduced the improved JB version, replacing the aging side-valve engine with the much more modern 1,489 cubic centimeters BMCB series overhead valve engine. The new power plant delivered improved performance, greater flexibility, and better fuel economy. At the same time, the transmission was upgraded to a 4-speed manual gearbox, making the van noticeably easier to drive on longer journeys. Top speed increased to approximately 50 to 55 miles per hour, perfectly adequate for Britain's road network during the 1950s. The Morris J-Type was relatively compact. Overall length measured approximately 12 feet 9 inches, width was around 5 feet 8 inches, and height stood at roughly 6 feet 9 inches. Despite these modest dimensions, the van could carry payloads of up to 100 hundred-knot weight, or approximately 1,120 pounds. Curb weight varied depending on body style, but most examples weighed between 2,300 and 2,700 pounds. One of the vehicle's most appreciated features was its pair of sliding cab doors. This allowed drivers to park very close to walls or neighboring vehicles without worrying about opening conventional doors. The low loading floor also made deliveries easier and reduced driver fatigue during long working days. These practical features explain why so many large fleets adopted the J-Type. The British Post Office alone purchased more than 17,000 examples, making it the single largest customer. Many postal vehicles received distinctive rubber fenders instead of steel ones to reduce repair costs in everyday service. For decades, the sight of olive green J-types delivering mail became a normal part of life throughout Britain and many Commonwealth countries. However, the J-type was never simply a delivery van. Morris wisely offered the chassis to independent coach builders, resulting in an astonishing variety of body styles. Customers could order pickup trucks, tipper trucks, minibuses, camper vans, ambulances, milk floats, mobile shops, ice cream vans, and specialized utility vehicles. Some companies transformed the J-type into traveling bakeries, while others converted them into mobile workshops. The van's versatility was extraordinary. In fact, many historians regard it as an early precursor to the modern multi-purpose vehicle. Long before the term MPV existed, the J-type was already carrying families, tools, cargo, and passengers in countless different configurations. Thanks to its adaptable design, businesses ranging from Cadbury and Sainsbury's to the British Red Cross operated fleets of J-types. Even today, restored examples continue serving as coffee vans, promotional vehicles, and food trucks, proving that the original design remains surprisingly useful. Another fascinating aspect of the J-type was its international success. Although unquestionably British, the van found customers in at least 20 countries around the world. Australia and New Zealand became especially important export markets, with local assembly operations established to meet demand. In Australia, a fleet of 144 J-types operated by the National Roads and Motorists Association became legendary. Nicknamed the Mighty J's, these roadside assistance vehicles reportedly covered an average of nearly 30,000 miles per year each, an extraordinary figure for the era. One postal worker in New Zealand became so attached to his J-type that he reportedly refused to allow the van to retire before he himself retired. Stories like these illustrate why the vehicle earned such affection among those who depended on it every day. The J-type wasn't merely a machine. For many owners, it became a trusted partner in business and daily life. Production of the Morris J-type finally ended in early 1961 after more than 48,600 vehicles had been built. By then, automotive technology had advanced, and newer models such as the Morris J4 were ready to take over. Yet the little J-type never truly disappeared. Its distinctive shape continued appearing in films, television programs, advertisements, and classic vehicle rallies. Many enthusiasts first encountered the J-type battling Daleks in Doctor Who, while others may remember the famous purple Cadbury Joy-Mobile promotional vans. In recent years, the vehicle's enduring popularity even inspired the creation of the modern electric Morris JE, a 21st-century reinterpretation of the classic design. Few commercial vehicles leave such a lasting legacy. The Morris J-type succeeded because it combined charm, practicality, and reliability in a way that few competitors could match. And if you enjoy discovering forgotten vans, unusual engineering solutions, and the remarkable vehicles that quietly shaped automotive history, be sure to subscribe to On Wheels, because many more incredible automotive stories are waiting just around the corner.